Hi everyone, it's Rebecca Coombs from The Healthy Gut. Do you ever have days when you just really fancy a little dessert after dinner, but you can't be bothered spending a lot of time in the kitchen to make it? Well, this dessert is just the solution for you. It's my passion fruit parfait. To start off, I like to make a nut crumble that goes on the base. So to do that, I just melt a little bit of coconut oil. I've got 2 tablespoons of coconut oil here. And I'm also going to add to the pan about 2 tablespoons of honey. I'm just going to pour it straight from my jar. And I let that melt, and then I add my chopped nuts to it. So this pan's quite hot. And we want the honey and the coconut to meld with each other, and then also to create a kind of toffee that will go on the nuts, which will be absolutely delicious. Okay, so to this I'm going to add 40 pecans, which I've roughly chopped, and I've also got 40 macadamia nuts, which are also roughly chopped. And I'm just going to give this a nice stir all through this toffee mixture. We want the nuts to be nicely coated in this. Now be very careful, because the temperature in this mixture now is really hot, and you don't want it to come into contact with your skin, because you could give yourself quite a nasty burn. I like to then pour this out onto a piece of baking paper, something like this, and I let it cool, so then that becomes this lovely toffee nut crumble. I spread it out evenly so that when this sets, I've got a lovely kind of nutty toffee to chop up. So I've got my crumble, which will need to cool down for a little bit to set, and I'll show you what happens next. Okay, the nuts have solidified, so as you can see, this is now solid. And I just like to kind of just chop this up roughly, and then I put it in the bottom of some parfait jars. Now I've got these really pretty glasses that I like to put my parfait in. So I just pop a little bit of this in the bottom, and I do it for both glasses. Now this recipe is enough for 4 serves, so you can be feeding friends and family with this very simple and quick parfait recipe. So I've got both of my nuts down the bottom of my glasses now, and I like to top this with some homemade coconut yogurt. I've got a great recipe for coconut yogurt in the SIBO Family Favourites cookbook, and this recipe is also available in that. So it's really easy to make your own coconut yogurt. If you don't have time, however, when you are selecting a coconut yogurt that's bought from the store, make sure you check the ingredients in it. A lot of coconut yogurts use a binder or a thickener, because unlike dairy-based yogurt, coconut doesn't thicken naturally. So you'll find that they will quite possibly have put something in there to make it thick. And this is why I like to make my own coconut yogurt. The final step is making a gorgeous passion fruit jelly. I've got these lovely organic passion fruit from my friends at Organic Angels. Oh, I love the smell of passion fruit. I always have. To make the jelly, I've got 1 teaspoon of powdered gelatin, and I'm just adding that to some warm water. And you want to stir that so that all of the gelatin dissolves and you don't end up with lumpy bits. So I'll just stir that through, and I've just poured that into 1/4 cup of warm water. And it's really simple. You just literally scrape the passion fruit seeds and juice into that container. Okay, there's my passion fruit jelly. As you can see, I've got that gorgeous colour from the passion fruit coming through. And the final step is that you want to pour it into your little parfait glasses. Now, a word of advice, I guess we'll call it, is you want to take your coconut yogurt all the way to the edge so that that forms a seal. If there are any gaps, then the jelly is going to slip down the side, and It'll still taste just as delicious, but you won't get that lovely display of the jelly sitting on the top. So I like to put a little bit of passion fruit pulp in, and then I pour some jelly over the top as well. And in that way it just means I can spread the passion fruit all around, so that I know that that's going to look really pretty. There we go. Pour that jelly on. Doesn't that look great? I'll pop that in the fridge until that jelly has set, and then we'll have a gorgeous parfait. The parfait has come out of the fridge and the jelly has set nicely, and I just love diving into this. And make sure that when you do, you get a little bit of everything on your fork, so you get the crunch, the yogurt and the passion fruit. It's so divine, and it literally takes minutes to make. If you would like this recipe and plenty of other SIBO friendly recipes, you can get them in my SIBO Family Favourites cookbook. I'm Rebecca Coombs from The Healthy Gut, and I look forward to seeing you next time.